Anzac Day is a time of quiet reflection for me. Normally I'd be coming here to the dawn service up here on Mount Clarence with the beautiful horse sculpture of the desert mounted core. But this year, of course, I can't, so I'll be at home thinking about the soldiers just before dawn when the magpies start caroling. During the dawn service here in Albany's service, the magpies always sing during the minute's silence, which is really beautiful. And they also sing in our garden as the sun comes up, so that'll help make a connection for me. I love to come up here to the top of Mount Clarence to look across King George Sound and think about the characters that inspired my 3 light books. Particularly Faye, Catherine Howe, whose dad was a lighthouse keeper, and she lived on Breaksea Island in 1914 when the great convoy gathered in Albany, and she was signalling and waving to the departing troops as they left Albany for the long voyage across to the Middle East, and then on to Gallipoli, and of course so many soldiers and nurses and horses didn't come home. Also be thinking about the characters that inspired Lighthorse Boy. Although the humans are fictitious, the horses in this story, one of the main horse is real. It's based on Sandy, the one horse that came home. He's a really important character in this story. And Sandy was here on the Oviedo, the flagship out there in King George Sound. He was the horse of Major General Bridges, so I'll be thinking about Sandy, Major General Bridges, who was shot by a sniper at Gallipoli, and then my other fictitious characters and all of those who were on the Wiltshire and the Oviedo and the other ships that were here in Albany. My other book, Lighthouse Girl, in the Lamplight, also links to Albany. We had a quarantine station here in 1914, and I've always been really touched by the small grave. There's 2 graves in a little grove out at Quarrenup at the quarantine station, and one of those soldiers died of Spanish influenza. And I was really curious when I was researching this story to find out more about Spanish influenza, and who would have known the situation that we now find ourselves in. So on Anzac Day I'll be quietly reflecting on the soldiers. My books, I don't write about war to glorify war, but I hope that young readers, by reading these stories, will learn more about our history and not make the mistakes of the past. Thank you, and I hope your Anzac Day is special as well.